Hi, it's Linda, and it was raining again this morning, so I got my little creative juices going. I've had a few recipes I've been working on, and so this one kind of just jumped out at me, and so I've been tweaking it to make it more WW friendly, healthier, and so now I'm going to get started on it right now. And because I'm getting hungry, my husband's out riding his dirt bike, so I have the house to myself unless my dogs start barking around here. But what I'm going to make is cornbread chili casserole bake. So it's a one dish dinner or lunch, whatever you want to have. The serving, what I'm making is for 4 servings. You can double the recipe. I'm trying to cut them down, excuse me, a little, because sometimes I make stuff for 8 or 10 or 12 and then we have so much left over. So this is for 4, each a quarter of the casserole, so each serving is 3 WW Blue Smart Points. And that's because I'm making it with fresh ground turkey, and so that cuts the points down a lot. If you want to, you can make this with ground beef. It's just, it'll double the points. It'll be 6 WW points instead of 3, and that is on the blue plan. So I'm going to get started real quick. Little hoarse because of the weather, I think. But there's going to be 2 different sections I'm going to show you with 2 different steps, but they're easy. The first one, I'm going to be making the cornbread base, and then while it's baking, I'm going to show you how I make the topping, the filling that's going to go on the top, the meat mixture. So here are some of the ingredients real quick, and I'll go over it more in detail as I usually do. Of course, we have this is I think it's called, it's the Mexican, gosh, I can't even think right now, cornmeal flour. I'll put it in the recipe. I took it off of the container here and stuck it in here so I would be able to, be able to access it. But I think it's like the masa or whatever. Anyway, it's the cornmeal flour. And then I'm going to also add a little cornmeal, a tiny bit of the Swerve sugar alternative, some 99% fat-free ground turkey, some corn, some kidney beans, some spices, some tomatoes, some garlic. And I'm going to put this all together, and it's going to be a really yummy meal. So I'm going to get started right now. Okay, I'm going to get started. I'm going to use my food processor, and because either you use a food processor or a blender, because you really want to mix up the ingredients with the corn, where the corn kind of breaks down into like a slurry. And so that's why I'm going to use this. You can use, a spoon, but you're going to have really big chunks of corn, which we're going to add a little corn to it as it is, but you don't want the whole thing full of corn. Anyway, so I'm going to get started, and what I couldn't remember was it's called Masa Harina, which is the corn flour, and I'm going to do a half a cup of it. So a half a cup of the Masa Harina corn flour. Put this aside. Then I'm just kind of expediting here real quick, and then I'm going to do a quarter a cup of just regular cornmeal. Put that in there. I'm doing all the dry ingredients, and then 1 teaspoon of baking powder. A teaspoon of baking powder. Let me stick this lid on this stuff so I don't end up making a big old mess over here. And then, so we've got the baking powder. Then it's going to be a half a teaspoon of cumin. This is the cumin. I got a half a teaspoon in here. Half a teaspoon of cumin. We're going to use this in the chili topping too that's going to go on. And then a half a teaspoon of salt. 1 tablespoon. You know what? Well, let me go ahead and get the cayenne pepper too. 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. That one I probably should definitely put a lid on, because I'll probably knock it over and I'll be sneezing the whole time. And then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of a sugar substitute. I use either the Swerve or the latest one I've bought is called Anthony's off of Amazon, and it looks more like real sugar. I mean, the Swerve is good, and they're made with the same ingredients. They're all natural. but this is pure white, where the Swerve is kind of a cream color. But anyway, so I'm going to do a tablespoon of, this is actually Anthony's sugar substitute. It's that erythritol or something like that. It's all natural and doesn't have any of the aftertaste, and it sweetens really good. Shove this stuff here aside, and you know, I just realized, yeah, that's right, I am putting it in here. Okay, now I'm going to add one slightly beaten egg. So just one egg, pour that in there. Then I'm going to add 1 4-ounce can of diced green chilies. I didn't realize that when I bought these say that they're hot, but that's okay, because if you followed any of my videos, you know that I like it hot, and so does my husband, but not as much as I do. I really like it hot. And then the last ingredient, well, not actually the last, because I forgot to show you that I'm going to add a little bit of almond milk. You can actually add regular milk, and because it's such a small amount, it's not going to change the point value. So it's 1 tablespoon of almond milk, or like I say, regular milk. I have almond milk, so I'm using it. Put that in there. And then 1 cup of the canned corn with the water, with the juice that's in it. Because then we're going to drain some after this mixes up and have a little bit of the chunks in it, but we want some of the water. So I'm going to try to maybe get a lot of it in there. I'm going to do 1 cup. And that's got the water in with it. This is all going to go in the food processor, and I'm going to just pulse it a few times or blend it until it's really blending down real good, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I finished mixing all the ingredients together for the cornbread. You know, it's going on the bottom. Anyway, so now I'm going to spray a square 8 by 8 pan, I think it is, because I'm making a smaller recipe. I am going to be using my air fryer oven, my Instant Pot air fryer oven, because it's perfect for making small meals. And if I wanted to make this for a potluck or a bigger crowd, I would use my regular oven. Both of them you're going to set at 400 degrees. Just with the Instant Pot air fryer oven, I can cook it in half the time, and it's going to turn out wonderful. So now I'm going to just mix the rest of the corn in with, you know, most of it was drained. There's still some left, but that's okay. The rest of the corn now is going to go in here, because now we'll have the little chunks of corn that we want. So I'm just going to blend this all together. I'm going to lightly spray the baking pan, and then I'm going to put it in the air fryer oven, Instant Pot air fryer oven, and let it cook while I start the next step, which is the meat that's going to go on top of the chili. So that's what's so good about it. While that's cooking, you can be cooking the chili that's going to go on top. So here we go. Okay, I've got my cornbread cooking in the Instant Pot air fryer oven, so I'm just going to make this brief, because but it's almost done while I've been just trying to get this stuff together. I'm not going to use my stove because it's clear over there. I do have my little portable burners, but actually my Instant Pot is the best thing when I'm trying to saute or make something real quick, because it heats up just like that, and it's so easy, and then it's easy to clean. So I'm going to set my Instant Pot over here to saute and just let it go to 30 seconds, because when I'm done I'm going to hit off. So I'm going to let this heat up. I'm going to spray it with some non-stick spray. Now while it's heating up, I'm going to chop up the onion, and I'll be right back. Okay, the cornbread is almost done. I've been kind of waiting for it to finish before I add this, because I know it's hard to hear over it, but this is really hot, so I need to go ahead and start adding my turkey. I bought a big package of the ground turkey, so I only want to put in about 2/3 of it, because I'm only going to do 3/4 of a pound. And then right now I'm going to take this spoon, I'm going to stir it around, let it break up. for like 1 or 2 minutes, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to add the onions and the rest of the other items. Okay, the cornbread part is all done. This ground turkey all cooked through. I was going to just cook it down part of the way, but it cooked faster before I got the onions all chopped. I'm going to add a half of a chopped onion. Mix this around a little bit. All mixed in together. As this is sauteing, I'm going to add the garlic. I've already measured it out here, 1 teaspoon of garlic. So I've got 1 teaspoon in this. This is minced garlic. I buy the minced garlic. It's just so easy, I think. I get a big tub of it at Costco. Oh, it smells so good. The onion and the garlic all mixing together. It doesn't take any time in this Instant Pot. As you can see, it's cooking away, man. It cooks fast on saute. I'm not using the pressure part. I'm just using it like a cook stove. Okay, it's cooked down quite a bit. So now I'm just going to go ahead and start throwing the rest in. I'm going to throw in the can of kidney beans that's been drained and rinsed. Then I'm pouring in the can of diced tomatoes with the juice. Make for sure when you buy them, you scan them. This is only 0, and so many of my scanned said 1 point or so. You know, maybe it's no big deal, but when you start adding it all up in a recipe, it adds up. So I try to keep it as low points as I can so I can have a dessert later. Okay, this is cooking really good. Now I'm going to add the spices. I'm going to add, this next one is the cumin, and I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of cumin. Then I'm going to add a tablespoon of chili powder. Although that cornbread is so spicy. One other thing I realized I did, I got so excited, I threw in the green chilies in the blender. Actually, it should go in separately when you're adding the chunks of corn, so you have little pieces of green chilies. But I mean, it's still doing it, tastes the same, but next time I'll remember. Okay, and then I'm going to add salt, which is a half a teaspoon of salt. And then the cayenne pepper is 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Kind of the same stuff that went into the cornbread. I'm going to mix this all together for just like 1 minute, and then I'm going to put it on top of the cornbread. It's going to go in my air fryer oven for 5 minutes. Well, I'm going to top this on top of on the cornbread, and then I'm going to put the shredded fat-free cheese on it. Then it's going to go into the air fryer oven for about 5 minutes just to melt the cheese. Okay, here I go. Okay, last step. I'm going to get the cornbread out of the Instant Pot air fryer oven. Look how cool this just fits right in there. You can put a couple racks in this air fryer oven. You can put it has a rotisserie. It's all kind of stuff. Look how cool this turned out. You want to make sure it's kind of a golden brown. And I ended up cooking for 12 minutes in the air fryer. Now I'm going to poke it. It says poke with a fork. I'm using a big fork because I want to get the juices of all of the chili really inside this cornbread real good. So you just poke it all over. Now I'm going to spoon the chili that I cooked. I ended up cooking it for like a couple more minutes, you know, to simmer. And I just want to show you what it looks like before I fast forward it. But it turned out really good. Isn't that pretty cool? So now I'll fast forward while I put it on top of the cornbread. Okay, I've got the chili on top of the cornbread. Boy, it filled it up. I can't believe that there are 4 servings. Each serving is only 3 points, which means I could probably eat half if I'm really hungry, which I am. I haven't had lunch. Now I'm going to add around 1/4 of a cup, maybe even 1/3 of a cup of the fat-free shredded cheddar. And this is 0 points. It's by Kraft. The only place I've been able to find this at is Walmart. And I do a lot of shopping at Walmart because they have the things that I need when I'm trying to make stuff healthy that some of the other stores don't carry. If you find it somewhere else, then just, remember that and go to that store. I'm not an affiliate of Walmart. I'm just telling you where you can buy the different products that I use. So sprinkle this all on top. This is going to go back in the air fryer oven for 5 minutes just to melt the cheese on top. Looks so good. And of course I'm not going to have it running, so you don't have to listen to it run. And it's really not that loud. It just sounds louder through my microphones that I have up here, and it's so close. But this is what it looks like. Okay, can't wait, I'm hungry. Okay, it's all done. This was so quick and easy, I couldn't even hardly clean. It's like putting in one thing and pulling out the other thing. It's just everything's so fast between my Instant Pot and my Instant Pot air fryer oven. Everything came together so fast, which is good because I'm really hungry. So anyway, this is how it turned out. Very hot, but nice sized portions here. I've got a little salad I'm putting together. So I can take 1/4 of this, and it's only going to be 3 WW Blue points. So I'm spooning it out. I want to kind of lift it up a little bit. I don't know if you can see the cornmeal underneath there, but spoon some here. Oh, it's just, I can't believe this portion right here that I'm spooning out is only 3 WW points. Lots of protein, very healthy. I shouldn't bang that, I'm sorry. And if I was still hungry, I could eat more, but I can't see being hungry after this. So that's 3 WW Smart Points. If you make this with beef, it's going to be 6 WW Smart Points. But that still wouldn't be that bad because it's, look how big of a portion. You can't even get a lean cuisine that's probably under 10 points anymore that's really that good. And so this is going to be great. So I'm going to use 1 extra point, and I'm going to put some light sour cream on top. 2 tablespoons of it is only 1 point. So I'm going to put a little dollop of that. I've made myself a little light salad. I'm going to put some little bit 1 point Italian Olive Garden dressing on it. Just kind of lightly drizzle it on. I don't really need a whole lot. And that's my dinner. Actually, it's my lunch and my dinner. So I'm so hungry. My husband's not home yet, so I'm going to go ahead and eat. I hope you've enjoyed this recipe and this cooking time. I keep learning more and more as I do more of these, and I thoroughly enjoy this. I look forward to doing them all the time. So I hope you share my channel with others, because I get a lot of really good comments. And you can also go to my website to get the printable recipe. You don't have to pay for anything. You don't have to scroll through all kind of advertisements. You just go right to my website, which is AmusingHealthyRecipe.com. There's no S. AmusingHealthyRecipe.com, and then you'll see right on the home page there'll be a link to all my videos. You're going to see this one already, and a link below that says to the printable recipe, and all of my recipes are in there so you can print them. Plus, if you're looking at this on YouTube, there's a little downward arrow. If you're looking on your phone, it will expand, open up, and you can see the recipe also. It's just you can't print it from YouTube. So I created the other way so you can be able to print the recipes because so many people were asking for them. So I hope you enjoy this, and God bless you. Have a wonderful week, and I'm going to probably make a dessert maybe tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Bye. Every time I sign off, I always say, oh, I had one more thing to say, so I'm always coming back on. But if you're wondering what's over here, I chopped up a little bit of green onion, and I'm sprinkling some little green onion on top, and then a little bit also on my salad, since I didn't get any on my salad. So that's what this is for.